Okay, I welcome you to my video about land use change. It's a land talk about the change of use in a forest from timber to leisure. The subject I would like to describe is not located on one site, but widespread all over forested area. First, I will show you some examples for formation of opinion, later an interview about the topic. The area indicated on this official map is located near town, commonly used as local recreation area. There is a golf course and many ways and forestry roads are lancing through the landscape. Those ways are the actual subject of this video. Some additional info. On this area is the site located where reportedly a wolf walked by. In March 2021, a wolf was pictured by a wildlife camera. There is a wildlife corridor that is used by many animals, so forest means always wilderness too. Here is the same area indicated on a different map. The name of this map is not announced here due to content standards. This map is completely open. Everyone can create an account and start to manipulate indices. You can move something or change names, and so you can add ways through the forest. I followed the ways on those two maps and colored ways red that are added to the open map but are not indicated on the official map. The occurrence of additional ways is not limited to areas close to town. I have found examples in remote areas also. I will compare those maps in the following. So let's have an observation on the field itself. Right here we see the forest road and the sudden beginning of a way that goes down across the forest. It's apparently used by mountain bikers to ride their bike down to the forests. Here we are located on the other end of the bike trail, where it's entering into the forestry road again. Let's have a look how it is. I remember a few years ago the way goes straight through, but now it's closed with a huge heap of wood. Probably the landowner noticed a way, almost a street, is appearing through the forest, so he closed it down. But actually people are bypassing the barricade. Let's have a look. They're walking past the barricade to enter the footpath, the mountain bike trail that goes up to the point that we had before. Let's have a look at the barricade from this side. Here is still a way visible from the time before the barricade. It's covered with some vegetation yet, but here are actually trees supposed to be growing. What's not happening? Next, I want to show you a piece of land where several actors' interests actually clash. The plot is accessible by two forestry roads, either terminates in a dead end. On the open map, ways are added. Since this open map is used widely, indicated ways are attracting other activities like hikers and geocachers. Geocaching is a leisure activity to search a target on a field via satellite technology. In a hollow tree stump located in the forest, there are not one, but two plastic tubes hidden. Both the indicating of a way and the geocaching is happening without the permission of the landowner. This overview gives you a conclusion how human influence is changing the use of forest. Originally wilderness, forest has been formed for production of timber. Eligible sections of forests are now increasingly used for recreation purposes, while land ownership and consequences of this development stayed mostly as uncleared items. See the following interview with Delia, basically a random person, though an outdoor enthusiast with a sense for detailed observation. Welcome, Delia. Thank you very much for your time to make this interview. I want to ask you some questions, and the first one is about the use of forest. How do you use the forest?
I run on the Vita parkour, I go mountain biking and I go hiking. And when I go hiking, I like to do a barbecue.
Barbecue. So you like to light a fire in the forest, and how do you select a particular place to make a fire?
I try to find an official barbecue place. Then I collect wood and then and light the fire. And if there is no official fireplace, I try to find a spot where nothing is growing, so I don't do the fireplace on a meadow. And there has to be enough distance to the trees so that they don't catch fire and they are not destroyed by the heat of the fire. And the fireplace has to be surrounded by stones so that the ground doesn't catch fire.
Okay. And are you aware of other negative impacts of self-made fireplace in the woods?
Yes, I am. The creatures living in the soil, they are killed by the fire. And in addition of that, you have to be aware of lighting a forest fire. If it hasn't rained for a certain time and if the fireplace is not properly secured. So before leaving, I make sure that I pour water over the coal so the fire is extinct.
Okay, thank you very much. And since you are outdoors a lot, have you observed any changes during times of Corona in the forest?
Yes, I observed the increase of interest in outdoor activities because the people, they couldn't go abroad during their holiday time, so they had to stay close to their homes and they went to the forest a lot. So probably they also took on new hobbies like hiking, mountain biking, geocaching and bushcraft.
Okay. So you mentioned that you're also going biking. Where do you go biking?
I like biking in the forest a lot, along the forest paths. I have a map of single trails and I choose those if I'm up for a challenging day. I only choose official paths and I plan them ahead on my... If I happen to come across a hiking trail where biking is not allowed, I try to find an alternative path. Because certain paths should not be passed by bikers because the tires destroy the roots and the path sections.
Have you ever observed such bike trails?
Yes, just today. I hiked down beside a river, a nice small path crossing the river several times by the use of bridges. And for a certain section, the bikes were banned, but nevertheless, the tires' imprint were visible in a muddy part. So even though it was restricted to bike in this section of the path, I could see imprints of tires.
Okay, and how do you feel about this?
Well, as a hiker, I don't like it at all because I don't like the muddy parts. But on the other hand, I understand the bikers and the thrill that they like to have by biking down over a more challenging path.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you think these bikers are hindering or even maybe destroying growth of forest and trees?
Yes, I think so. Often the mountain bikers are moving in groups and they want to find the most challenging spots in the forest. And sometimes they are even clearing new paths by cutting down small trees. And it's not only about the plants but also about the animals. In this region here, there are living a lot of deer and they get scared by the bikers pathing through a part of the forest where no pathway leads through.